Hello, my name is Eric Hansen, and I chose La Universidad Cardenal Herrera, or as it's better known, CEU. So what makes this university so special? Well, for starters, it's in Spain, specifically in Valencia. It has less than 7,000 students, which is less than what we have downtown here at ASU. And within that population, more than 70 countries are represented. It is a private and Catholic school, however, it does offer a lot of grants. And for just under $8,000 per year, you could pay the tuition. That's per year and just tuition, by the way. It's near a lot of beaches, as it's just off the coast of the Balearic Sea, and they preach entrepreneurship. They really preach that lifestyle of taking your own path and not just going into a generic route. Much like ASU, we have our jokes about innovation, they preach entrepreneurship. And little known fact that this university was the first private school of law. So being in Spain and trying to attract international students, mainly English-speaking ones, there's going to be a language barrier. This university has figured out a kind of unique and cool way to do it, because in that first year, it's mainly English. And not only that, the university teaches Spanish classes for free. That's right, the university helps people overcome that language barrier, which is really cool. And granted, this university sells itself as an English-speaking person can come over no problem. If you look at the curriculum, it's really about 80% Spanish and 20% English. But it's still a really cool idea that makes the learning curve a bit easier. However, I find one thing funny is that even if you come from, let's just say, Spain itself, that first year is still going to be mainly English. So either way, somebody's learning a new language, more or less. So let's talk about journalism, which is what I'm majoring in. For starters, out of the 5 faculties at this university, the 5 main faculties, this one falls under law, business, and political science. And it takes about 4 years to complete. They don't measure things in semesters. Now, they have their own list of standards or normas, much like we have the SPJ Code of Ethics, and there are a ton of options to do something with this degree. You can specialize. It's really cool. They offer sports. It's so hard to find a college that has a dedicated program to sports. Oh, it's even hard to find here. You can also specialize in political marketing, fashion communication, etc. Their grading scale is a little bit different. It goes from suspenso, which is pretty much failing, to sobresaliente, which is outstanding. Now they grade on a 10-point scale. So suspenso would be 0 to 4.9, and sobresaliente would be from 9 to 10. So that would pretty much be your A+. From what I could find, 5 would be considered a pass, which is kind of cool. And from also what I could find, there are no required internships to complete a journalism degree. Now, what makes this university so special when it comes to journalism? Mainly this. Centro de Producción Audiovisual Bartolomé Serra Marqués. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Which is why it's mainly abbreviated to CPAB. This is a really cool place that I can pretty much describe as the Cronkite Building. It has TV studios, production rooms, recording studios, photography studios, radio studios, etc. There are a couple of radio stations that are hosted there, along with television stations as well. And something a little bit different from the Cronkite School is they have something called El Programa Creadores, meaning that they allow the students to use the things, or to use their programs, for something that isn't directly related to the school, which is what Cronkite does. Meaning that if you and your friends want to film like a soap commercial that has nothing to do with your studies, you can still use the equipment, which is really cool. They also teach the Adobe Suite, because we all edit in the same language.